What's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Beta, and we back again. Feeling good, feeling great. Come on, man. And I just had to switch up the scenery, switch things up a little bit. I've been gone for a little minute because, well, the main thing I like to say is life like to be a movie. So, you know what I'm saying? I felt like I stopped writing the script a little bit. But, you know, we had to get back into the flow of things, especially with the content creation. And I wanted to make sure I complete this series before I end up moving on to anything else. So we're gonna make sure we dive straight into it. This video is about the law of polarity, and boy, have I been learning that so much within the past 2 months since I've been gone. And I guess part of that whole process of being gone was so that I could learn what polarity truly is like in the world, in every form and every state of it. So without further ado, let's dive straight into it, man. Look, for those that's returning or those that's new, let me go ahead and break down the format for you. This video, as well as all the sequential ones following and before this, have one simple format. I'm going to break down what exactly the law is, all the principles regarding it that matter, and then how you can apply it to your life right here, right now, today. You feel me? So I'm gonna go ahead and put the timestamps as well, so you know, make it convenient for y'all. So if you want to just skip up to the principles, or maybe you want to skip to how you can actually use the law, or maybe you're already adept in this knowledge and you just want to see what I'm talking about, you can watch it all the way through. But regardless, I'm gonna have this ready for y'all. But the law of polarity, man, this is a good one. This is a great one, honestly. But this shit has been slapping me the last 2 months. I had to learn what the ups and downs of whatever lifestyle I choose to live. I had to experience that. And also, the law of polarity will help you understand, you know, when things go wrong, they're actually going right. You know what I'm saying? Because where there's one state of something, there's always going to be another. And that's simply what the law of polarity is. Everything created has duality within it, meaning that there is an equal and an opposite to everything in order to be created. That allows things that are created to be similar in nature, just different in degree, like hot and cold, front and back, normal, abnormal. There always has to be another version of something so that it allows whatever's being created to have various degrees and various versions of it to be alive. Or even if it is an inanimate object, there has to be a state in which it vibrates here so that it can get to another point. That's how growth is able to happen. That's how water is able to flow. Things in this world naturally have to have one variation and have something opposing that, like positive and negative, in order for things to come together and be whole. Look, if I'm gonna be real, you would not know what a good relationship is without having went through the bullshit bad one, the toxic one, to be honest. It's crazy because in this world, you tend to truly learn things through the experience of the opposite. You wouldn't know what a bad paycheck is, what it feels like to be broke, without having to know what a lot of money actually looks like. One state of something is the exact reason why it can define another. Because there is something that's good, that's exactly why it can define something that's bad, and vice versa. That relationship itself is the control of the universe. You need polarity in order for something to be created, because then this water bottle, right? This cold, delectable, refreshing ass water bottle would not be any of those without having known what it's like to feel hot outside, without having to feel boiling water. You know what I'm saying? Because there's boiling water, you know what cold water is. You can define what cold water is, and that is polarity. Example, you see this shit right here? Nigga, thank God for AC, bro. It is 99 degrees outside. Like, who the hell wrote this? Who created this? I mean, I don't even know why I said that, but that, for example, I'm so glad I got a new car, because I will be boiling outside. I would not be doing this video outside right here, right now, bro. Got a brand new whip. You know what I'm saying? So your boy got some AC, got that motherfucker. Hold on, man, let me show y'all. This is horrible, but this is amazing. Why? Because I had the experience of both, so I know what it's like to be carrying around a rag for work, right? Carrying around a whole rag for work just to wipe my damn head off. But right now I'm cool, chilling, I'm laid back. But that is the balance that the world and the universe is in. And that's all polarity is, man. Information is only valuable because it can be contained. I'm gonna just keep stating different relationships right here, you know what I'm saying? But why does this matter, right? You're alive because there's a sperm and an egg. You know what I'm saying? There's a masculine and a feminine. There's that delicate balance. Hot take, you know, this could be a little bit controversial, but I feel like because there is always the equal and opposite, I feel like God is female and male at the exact same time. I feel like we could not have been created without the thought and then the process of the thought being laid out. There's the these are information, which is the demand, there's the order, and then there's the process in which it evolves. There's the nurturing of that order, that information, and then the process that's carried out is the feminine, right? The order is the masculine, the transmitter is the masculine, the receiver is the feminine. And so everything that goes on in this world, there's that balance that's there to help dictate what's being created or the order that's involved, right? And that's why, you know, men have that natural role in their, you know, some people complain about there being double standards. It's because that's natural. There are double standards in nature where men have to carry certain things out in order to provide structure. And the woman is there to empower that structure and to nurture what's going on and to also help communicate and bring along other faculties that help there be that order there. You know what I'm saying? So every toxic relationship is because there's an imbalance where the man is emotional. I mean, anyone can be emotional, but the man is improperly handling his emotions and then projecting that on the woman of the relationship. Or the woman may be a little bit more stern, she may be a little bit more structure based, but the man is a little bit more chaotic. Maybe he's more free flowing, or maybe he's just out willy-nilly with no plan, no structure involved. So the woman has to, because of her past, knows what that's like and has to try and dictate things that way. So, and then you can get multiple different situations that individuals can govern, but there's no balance. You know what I'm saying? That's why nations fall. There's a lack of balance between the democracy, or, you know, the community that is involved, and the structure. There's an imbalance there. You know what I'm saying? The people are not aligning with the ideologies of the government, or the other way around. The government is not aligning with the ideologies of the people. So then that's why you got leaders that die, that get shot because of their ideologies. They are not conforming with what's going on in the world around them. And then for those that are thought leaders as well, those people are either idolized or castrated because they're different. But that difference there is needed so that people can be able to realize, you know, the truths that's going on in the world. So I can get very like philosophical with this, but I'm gonna spare y'all that right now because of the simplicity of the video, because it's really just like that relationship is what creates everything. Positive, negative relationship, that whole bond, that's all polarity is, you know what I'm saying? How can you apply it though? That's the next section. So boom, how can you utilize this, right? Understand that every problem you ever have in life, there's always a solution. You may not be able to connect the dots in the moment, but how you figure out the solution to that problem, because there always is one, is you need to ask questions. You need to reverse engineer the problem itself. That's why there are scientific hypotheses. There are theories. They test the questions that they have. They apply what could be right, what could be wrong, And they use that to test anything that they have to be able to prove whatever it is they're trying to prove. You know what I'm saying? A lot of laws in this world are tested and proven. That's why they became laws. And they're even useful because they've been tested and proven. And they disprove whatever doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? So don't even look at failure as like a caveat to anything, because it's the natural process of figuring things out. Like I said, you got to figure out what you don't want in order to figure out what you do want. You got to figure out what doesn't work in order to figure out what does work. Sometimes you might gotta lose in order to win, but you gotta learn, and you can only learn by asking the right questions. So a lot of the times you gotta question the state that you're in order to change your mind. A lot of people that are NPCs, that are bots in this world, don't question themselves or anything that's going on in the world. So guess what? It's easy to conform. It's easy to follow what other people are doing. It's easy to go along with the traffic that's going on. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to allow the problems be the problems. You know what I'm saying? The thought leaders are the people that are just questioning how things work. And when you question how things work, that's how you learn, that's how you grow, and that's how you evolve. And that's how you solve problems. And how this relates to you watching this video. If you're in a shitty state right now, if you're depressed, if you're angry, if you're, all of the above, you gotta ask yourself, what does it feel like and what does it look like to be the opposite of that, right? What does me being happy look like? And you gotta focus so much on what that looks, feels, smells, and just what that is like in order to get to that other state. You gotta be able to define what happiness is to you in order to become happy. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that is simple because it has to do with inner work. Men tend to become happy or become fulfilled when they make progress. Women, I feel like they will become happy when they learn what it's like to love themselves. And really, that's any woman, or that's any individual, that's any human. When they learn what it looks like to love themselves and what that actually is, what it truly is for them to be happy, that has nothing to do with vanity, that has nothing to do with outside influence. When you can go inside and to be able to picture what happiness looks like, that's the key to being able to get out of the depressed state. So I'm gonna do a video on how depression is fake, how it is not real. There may be clinical trials that quote unquote prove the state, but just like how there's depression, oppression, there's the complete opposite, right? There is joy, there is happiness, there's fulfillment. And you cannot figure out what any of that is without having been in a state. I know what it's like to feel depressed. All depression is just a low vibration. It's a low feeling. Your thoughts all are governed by that low feeling. When you feel like shit, you feel like you don't want to get up and do things. But when you get up and do things, like when you work out, you feel better. Why? Because that's the opposite of the state you're in. You gotta move, you gotta be fluid like water, and that's how you be able to prove yourself as well that you're not who you thought you were, by changing, by evolving. You know what I'm saying? In order to even have joy, you gotta move, you gotta be fluid. Shit's gonna happen, shit will go wrong. But what do you do in the midst of all that shit? Can you create glory for yourself? You know what I'm saying? Do you know what joy is for that? Do you know what joy looks like to you? Do you know what it looks like to be excited, to be able to wake up and have the discipline to be able to move forward and push forward what you know that you want out of this life? Are you getting the results you want? If not, it's because you're not asking yourself the right questions. And if you're broke, understand there's a version of you that can be rich. If you're unhappy, there's a version of you that can and will be happy. And just as there's tides and there's waves of everything, it has to crash, right? You gotta lose money to make money. It's all got to flow. It's a natural balance. That's how harmony becomes. You know what I'm saying? That's what polarity is. And let me add this too. If you feel like you're losing a lot of things in your life, it's because you're not giving gratitude towards what you have. You got to be thankful for the state you're in. You got to be even thankful in the trash feelings that you may have for yourself. Because guess what? If you hit rock bottom, what does that mean? All that's left is for you to go up. And once you reach the top, whatever that may be, just know there's gonna be a way in a moment for you to be going down that hill, to be going down that mountain. What goes up must come down, and that's a law. That's the law of this world. What goes in must come out. There's nothing in this world that works in a way where that is not the relationship that takes place. There's going to be highs and there's going to be lows. And both states define each other. So when you want things to prolong, you have to give gratitude. You have to be thankful for the state. And you also have to be thankful for the state that you want, because you know it's possible. There's nothing impossible in this world. And in order to manifest anything you want, you got to know it's possible, and you got to envision that. Because if you can define what that millionaire version of you looks like, what he's doing, what she's doing, then all that's left is for the work to be done. I like to say this. I'm already a millionaire, but time is just catching up. I'm already successful. Time is just catching up. Or the only thing between, and this is what I realized too, the only difference between you now and the future you is time. You can think as that individual, you can be as that individual. And once that happens, that's when reality will change. And now you live as that. And you can choose to live as that right now. Things just got to catch up. You're already ahead of the game. Once you believe that you can achieve whatever it is you want to achieve, that progress is success. Success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Got that from Earl Nightingale, and I live by that. So if you feel like you're not where you want to be, all you got to do is make progress. 1% a day will take you 100% down the road. 110%. And all that will add up. It will compound. Like right now, I may not be at where I want to be with this YouTube, but because I'm choosing to make progress and make these videos despite the circumstance, I'm going to get to where I want to be. Time just got to catch up. You know what I'm saying? And that's the law of polarity. I appreciate every single last one of y'all that stayed tuned for the end of the video. And like I said, I'm going to make the timestamps for those. And for those that already just made it to the end, listen, you got to believe in yourself, my brother, my sister. It don't even matter. You got to believe in yourself. And that's all that's needed. That trust can be cultivated, but you got to believe. And you won't know anything until you've experienced it. And once some experiences compound and things start adding up and the dots start connecting, you'll be like, damn, why have I not been doing this entire time? It's because you had to feel like shit before to know what it feels like to feel great. So, yeah, that's all I got to say, man. I appreciate y'all. And stay tuned for the next video. And I'm going to make sure I do what I'm supposed to do and let what I do speak for itself. So, it's been your boy Beat Up, and I'm out, bro.